Welcome, movie lovers. Today, let's take a fascinating journey to the Republic of Cape Verde, a stunning archipelago off the northwest coast of Africa. Set in the mid-Atlantic where the trade winds meet the warm currents of the tropics, the Republic of Cabo Verde, known in English as Cape Verde, has long captured the imagination of sailors, scholars, and travelers. This small island nation, scattered some 570 kilometers, about 350 miles west of Senegal, may seem modest on a map, yet its influence reaches far beyond its shores. 10 volcanic islands rise from the ocean like dark emeralds, their dramatic cliffs and golden beaches revealing a geologic story millions of years in the making. But Cabo Verde's significance is not merely physical. It is historical, cultural, and profoundly human. Unlike many places in Africa, these islands were uninhabited until the mid-15th century, when Portuguese navigators claimed them as part of Europe's age of maritime exploration. From the very beginning, Cabo Verde stood at a crossroads of worlds. It became a crucial provisioning station for ships linking Europe, Africa, and the Americas, and later a key node in the brutal transatlantic slave trade. Out of that painful encounter of peoples and cultures emerged a Creole society whose language, music, and customs are today unmistakably its own. Modern Cabo Verde is celebrated as one of Africa's most stable democracies, a nation that has transformed geographic isolation and scarce natural resources into opportunities for innovation. Its people maintain strong ties to a far-flung diaspora, while cultivating a vibrant local culture anchored in the lilting melodies of morna music and the everyday rhythms of Cape Verdean Creole speech. Visitors encounter a place where ancient volcanoes meet cutting-edge renewable energy projects, where fishermen and digital entrepreneurs share the same sun-drenched ports. The following 10 sections delve into key facets of Cabo Verde's identity, its striking geography, layered history, and forward-looking society. Together, they paint a portrait of a country that, though small in land area and population, commands an outsized place in Atlantic history and contemporary African development. From the fiery summit of Pico do Fogo to the cosmopolitan streets of Praia, Cabo Verde invites us to consider how resilience, cultural fusion, and the spirit of openness can shape a nation. Here's a detailed, long-form exploration of 10 key facts about the Republic of Cabo Verde. 1. An Atlantic archipelago of 10 volcanic islands. The Republic of Cabo Verde is an island nation located about 570 kilometers, roughly 350 miles, west of Senegal, where the African continent meets the Atlantic Ocean. The country consists of 10 main islands and several smaller islets, all of which were formed by volcanic activity. These islands are divided into 2 groups: the Barlavento Windward Islands, Santo Antul, Snow Vicente, Santa Lucia, Snow Nicolau, Sal, and Boa Vista, and the Sotavento, Leeward Islands, Mayo, Santiago, Fogo, and Brava. This geographic reality has shaped Cabo Verde's entire history and culture. The archipelago lies in the path of the northeast trade winds and the Canary Current, which historically made it a convenient stopover for transatlantic voyages. Because the islands were uninhabited before Portuguese discovery in the mid-15th century, their ecosystems evolved in relative isolation. Today you can find endemic species such as the Cape Verde giant gecko and unique seabird colonies, The volcanic origin of the islands is most dramatically visible on Fogo, which literally means fire in Portuguese. Pico do Fogo, the country's highest peak at 2,829 meters, 9,281 feet, remains an active volcano and last erupted in 2014. The volcano's fertile slopes support coffee plantations and vineyards, showing how geology and agriculture intertwine. Meanwhile, islands like Sal and Boa Vista are much flatter and sandier, giving them an arid, desert-like charm and making them popular for beach tourism. 2. From uninhabited isles to a crossroads of cultures. Before the Portuguese arrived around 1456, there is no evidence of permanent settlement on the islands. Some historians speculate that occasional visits by African or Arab sailors might have occurred, but no established communities existed. When the Portuguese explorers, possibly accompanied by Genoese navigators, landed, they found an uninhabited environment. The Portuguese crown quickly recognized the strategic value of these islands. Situated between Europe, Africa, and the Americas, Cabo Verde became a pivotal maritime hub during the Age of Discovery. The port of Ribeirão Grande, now Cidade Vieja, on Santiago Island served as an important stop for ships carrying goods, enslaved Africans, and later products from the Americas back to Europe. Unfortunately, this strategic location meant the islands became deeply entangled in the transatlantic slave trade. Cabo Verde functioned as both a slave market and a provisioning point for ships bound for the New World. Enslaved Africans brought from the mainland mixed with Portuguese settlers, creating a population that was neither fully European nor fully African. Over centuries, this blend produced the distinct Cabo Verdean identity and Creole culture that the nation proudly embraces today. 3. A distinct Creole language and cultural identity. Cabo Verde's population, now around 560,000 people, speaks Cape Verdean Creole, Criollo, as the language of daily life. This Creole developed from Portuguese vocabulary combined with West African linguistic structures. Each island has its own variant, with two broad groups, the Barlavento Creoles and the Sotavento Creoles. While Portuguese is the official language used in government, education, and media, Criollo is the heart of social interaction, music, and oral tradition. Culturally, Cabo Verdeans consider themselves part of a unique Atlantic Creole world, influenced by Africa, Portugal, and the Americas. Music genres such as morna, coladera, funana, and batuque capture this heritage. The late singer Cesaria Evora, often called the Barefoot Diva, brought morna to international stages, earning a Grammy Award and introducing the soulful rhythms of Cabo Verde to global audiences. Cuisine also reflects this synthesis. Dishes like cachupa, a slow-cooked stew of corn, beans, fish, or meat, are staples of everyday life. Local grogue, a sugarcane liquor, and coffee from Fogo complement the national palate, while influences from Portuguese culinary traditions remain visible in bread making and pastries. 4. From colonial rule to independence in 1975. Cabo Verde was a Portuguese colony for more than 5 centuries. Despite its small size and limited resources, it developed a literate elite by the late 19th century. Islanders often sought opportunities abroad. Many became sailors, merchants, or intellectuals. By the mid-20th century, a nationalist movement emerged, partly in solidarity with Guinea-Bissau, another Portuguese colony on the West African coast. The African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, PAIGC, led by Amilcar Cabral, waged a guerrilla war in Guinea-Bissau. Although there was no major armed conflict in Cabo Verde itself, the struggle and eventual collapse of Portugal's authoritarian Estado Novo regime in the 1974 Carnation Revolution opened the door to independence. On July 5, 1975, Cabo Verde officially became an independent nation. Aristides Pereira became the first president, and the PAIGC initially ruled both Cabo Verde and Guinea-Bissau as sister nations. However, political differences led to a peaceful split of the two countries in 1980. Cabo Verde went on to establish a stable multi-party democracy, a remarkable achievement in a region where political instability is common. 5. A model of African democracy and good governance. Cabo Verde is frequently cited as one of Africa's most stable democracies. Since adopting a multi-party system in 1990, it has held free and fair elections with regular changes of government through the ballot box. The country consistently ranks high on indicators of political rights, civil liberties, and press freedom. This stability has allowed the government to focus on social development despite limited natural resources. Cabo Verde has invested in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, achieving high literacy rates and life expectancy compared to many sub-Saharan nations. The World Bank often uses Cabo Verde as an example of how small states can maintain good governance through transparency, respect for rule of law, and prudent economic management. 6. An economy built on services, tourism, and the diaspora. Because of its arid climate and scarce fresh water, Cabo Verde's agricultural potential is limited. Only a fraction of the land is arable, and droughts are common. As a result, the economy historically relied on shipping and remittances. In recent decades, tourism and services have become the primary drivers of growth. The islands of Sal and Boa Vista, with their long sandy beaches and warm climate, attract visitors from Europe, particularly from Portugal, Italy, and the United Kingdom. Resorts and all-inclusive hotels have sprung up along the coasts, providing jobs and foreign exchange. Equally important is the Cape Verdean diaspora, which is estimated to be larger than the population living on the islands. Significant communities exist in the United States, notably in New England, Portugal, France, the Netherlands, and parts of West Africa. Remittances from these communities contribute substantially to the national economy, funding everything from household expenses to public projects. This global network has fostered a cosmopolitan outlook and strong ties between Cabo Verde and the wider world. 7. Climate challenges and renewable energy ambitions. Cabo Verde's location in the Sahelian climate zone makes it vulnerable to drought and desertification. Rainfall is sparse and unpredictable, leading to frequent water shortages and soil erosion. Historically, prolonged droughts caused famines and waves of emigration. Recognizing these vulnerabilities, the government has invested in renewable energy and climate adaptation. Strong Atlantic winds and abundant sunshine give the country excellent potential for wind and solar power. In fact, Cabo Verde has set an ambitious goal of achieving 100% renewable electricity production by the 2030s, positioning itself as a regional leader in green energy. Projects include large wind farms on Santiago and Sal, solar parks, and experimental wave energy research. These initiatives not only reduce reliance on imported fossil fuels, but also enhance energy security and set an example for other island nations confronting climate change. 8. A vibrant maritime and ecological heritage. The waters surrounding Cabo Verde teem with marine life, including tuna, grouper, and several species of sharks. The islands are also a crucial nesting site for loggerhead sea turtles, one of the largest populations in the world. Conservation programs engage local communities and tourists to protect nesting beaches, especially on Boa Vista and Sal. Birdwatchers flock to see endemic species like the Rosso lark and seabird colonies, such as red-billed tropic birds. The oceanic location makes Cabo Verde a prime spot for observing migrating whales and dolphins, enhancing ecotourism opportunities. Sustainable fishing is vital, both for local diets and export markets. Cabo Verde participates in international agreements to manage tuna stocks and combat illegal fishing, balancing economic needs with environmental stewardship. 9. Global connections through music, sport, and emigration. Despite its small size, Cabo Verde has had a disproportionate cultural impact. The global success of Cesaria Evora popularized morna, a genre recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage in 2019. Contemporary artists blend traditional rhythms with modern genres like hip-hop and electronic music, keeping the culture dynamic. Sports also unite Cabo Verdeans. Football, soccer is the national passion, and the Blue Sharks, the men's national team, have qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations several times, inspiring pride both at home and among the diaspora. Emigration remains a defining feature. Many Cabo Verdeans hold dual citizenship or maintain strong connections abroad. This transnational lifestyle influences everything from fashion to politics, as returning migrants bring new ideas and investment back to the islands. 10. Looking ahead, balancing development and tradition. Cabo Verde today faces the challenge of balancing economic development with cultural and environmental preservation. Tourism provides jobs but also strains water resources and coastal ecosystems. Urbanization, particularly around the capital Praia on Santiago, requires careful planning to maintain livability and heritage. At the same time, the country seeks to diversify its economy through technology and the blue economy, maritime industries such as shipping, fisheries, and renewable ocean energy. Education and digital infrastructure are priorities, supported by international partnerships with the European Union, the United States, and African neighbors. Culturally, younger generations are revitalizing Criollo literature and arts, ensuring that the nation's unique identity continues to thrive even as globalization brings new influences. Cabo Verde's history of resilience, migration, and cultural blending positions it well to navigate these future challenges. Conclusion. From its volcanic birth to its emergence as a beacon of democracy and culture, the Republic of Cabo Verde offers a remarkable story that belies its small geographic size. The nation stands at the crossroads of Africa, Europe, and the Americas, shaped by centuries of migration and exchange. These 10 facts, its geography, history, language, independence movement, democratic stability, service-based economy, environmental challenges, ecological treasures, global cultural reach, and forward-looking development strategy capture the essence of Cabo Verde. In sum, Cabo Verde illustrates how a small island state can leverage its unique heritage and strategic location to build a vibrant, outward-looking society. Whether you are drawn by its music, its beaches, or its inspiring path towards sustainability and good governance, the islands continue to captivate scholars, travelers, and the far-flung Cabo Verdean diaspora alike. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Cape Verde. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more exciting content.